A chill snaked down my spine, even as they beamed. "I'm so proud of you." But the words tasted like ash. Something primal within me recoiled, a silent scream swallowed by forced politeness. "This isn't real," my soul whispered. No proof, no argument, no visible wound, just a sickening dissonance. Their forced enthusiasm felt like a performance. The applause echoed hollowly in my ears, and the almost imperceptible hesitation before their support felt like a cold calculation. No, I wasn't losing my mind. Carl Jung called it the shadow, that murky, unacknowledged aspect of ourselves reflected in others. It festers behind insincere praise and rehearsed smiles, a breeding ground for envy, resentment, and a chilling undercurrent of secret rivalry. Ignore that gut feeling, that persistent unease, and you'll bleed internally, your spirit eroding under the weight of their masked animosity. Because hate disguised as affection is the cruelest venom. No dramatic betrayal, just a slow, insidious draining of your very essence. A lethal hug. Prepare yourself, because I'm about to expose 8 chilling signs that someone close to you harbors secret hatred. Not mere dislike, hatred. And believe me, most people remain oblivious until the damage is irreversible, until they're used, discarded, broken. But stick with me, and the final sign will detonate in your mind, permanently altering how you perceive human behavior forever. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Sarcasm, Contempt, the venom lurking behind the jests. "Oh, relax. I was just kidding. You're so sensitive." Familiar, isn't it? Sounds lighthearted, even playful, but each barb pierces with precision. But what if I told you these aren't jokes, but carefully crafted weapons concealed within a disarming smile? Sarcasm, wielded with malice, is surgical hate. They zero in on your vulnerabilities, your weight, your background, past stumbles, and relentlessly poke at them while everyone else laughs. You're trapped, exposed, but reacting only makes you the problem. Don't be so dramatic, geez. Let's be honest. This is emotional manipulation, plain and simple. Carl Jung once observed that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. However, those unwilling to confront their own inner demons project their frustrations onto you, turning you into their emotional dumping ground. Their sarcasm isn't comedy, it's thinly veiled contempt, and their laughter a carefully constructed disguise. If their jokes consistently sting, if you feel anxiety creeping up whenever they aim their humor at you, if you find yourself laughing along but weeping in solitude later, it's not friendship. It's psychological warfare, a slow, subtle dismantling of your spirit, leaving no visible marks. Chapter 2. Subtle Sabotage. The treachery masked as concern. Ever experience that friend who conveniently forgets crucial information? The detail that could have made all the difference? Or the one who gives you advice that leads to disaster? They missed your milestone, conveniently couldn't make it when you needed them most, citing endless excuses. Once, fine, life happens. Twice, a coincidence. But 3-4 times, every single time? This isn't mere forgetfulness, it's deliberate sabotage. And the truly insidious part? They don't stab you outright. They do it while embracing you. Carl Jung cautioned, the person who feels inferior will often try to lower others rather than rise themselves. They can't bear to witness your triumphs because each step you take forward amplifies their own stagnation. Their solution? To subtly, gently, keep you contained through calculated omissions, disastrous advice, and hollow encouragement. They'll feign innocence, "I was only trying to help." But deep down, they know precisely what they're doing. And what makes it truly terrifying is that they masquerade as your support system, a clandestine force methodically eroding your confidence from the shadows. If someone consistently impedes your progress, misses your milestones, and fuels your doubts, it's not concern, it's control. They want to keep you close, but only as long as you remain subordinate to them. Chapter 3. Silent Competition. When triumphs turn into battles. You share exciting news, a promotion, a new project, a personal victory. You anticipate a smile, a congratulatory embrace, but you're met with, "Oh yeah? Well, guess what? I just accomplished. Suddenly, your moment is hijacked, no longer yours. Your light shines and they dim the surroundings. You ascend and they ascend higher, not to celebrate alongside you, but to cast you into shadow. It's never explicit, never overt, but always present. The subtle shift in their tone, the forced smile, the desperate need to outdo you in every arena. Carl Jung perfectly captured it. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Yet, rather than seeking self-awareness, they engage in relentless competition, because what they perceive in you, growth, contentment, purpose, highlights their own internal neglect. Consequently, they transform every celebration into a scorecard, every congratulation into an arms race. It's not that they despise your success. Rather, your radiance amplifies their own feelings of inadequacy. You didn't initiate a contest, but they did. Silently, secretly, relentlessly. If you consistently feel like your victories ignite invisible wars, if your happiness triggers passive-aggressive comparison games, you're not evolving alongside a friend. You're navigating a clandestine adversary. This isn't support, it's ego wrestling cloaked in camaraderie. Chapter 4. Superficial kindness. The smile that fails to reach the eyes. They deliver all the expected lines. I'm so proud of you. I'm thrilled for you. Wow, that's incredible. But your heart remains unconvinced because deep down you sense it. The genuine warmth is absent. Their gaze wanders. Their tone lacks authenticity. Their presence is conspicuously absent when it truly matters. Authentic individuals don't merely proclaim their care, they demonstrate it. They empathize with you. They weep with you. They celebrate your triumphs and stand by you during trials. But fake friends? They vanish into thin air. They're missing during your high points, absent during your low points, and when they're physically present, their energy feels off, cold, indifferent, almost robotic. Carl Jung referred to it as ego dissociation, a state where someone becomes so emotionally detached that they lose the ability to connect with genuine human experiences. They don't necessarily hate you, but they are incapable of truly loving you either. They float through your life, uttering pleasantries, but failing to provide what truly counts: presence, empathy, connection. If someone is consistently unavailable when your soul requires them, if their kindness feels like an automated response, you're not in a friendship. You're witnessing a performance. And no matter how compelling the script, you'll always sense the hollowness lurking beneath their smile. Chapter 5. Controlling through care. The most perilous manipulation. It always starts so gently. This is for your own good. You'll understand someday. I simply don't want you to get hurt. It sounds tender, safe, protective. But deep down, you feel something amiss. Your shoulders slump. Your enthusiasm wanes. Your voice falters as you defend your choices. Because what they label as care is actually control. They don't resort to shouting or open conflict. Instead, they exert influence subtly, gently, like a serpent slowly coiling around you while whispering soothing melodies. You share an innovative idea. They dismiss it as too risky. You voice an ambitious dream. They label you as unrealistic. You make a decision. They suggest you're not thinking clearly. And the most treacherous aspect? They're not always wrong. Sometimes their advice sounds astute. Sometimes their guidance appears mature, but it doesn't uplift you. It diminishes you. Their words instill self-doubt. And before long, you're seeking their approval rather than trusting your own intuition. Carl Jung articulated it flawlessly. People who can't control their own chaos try to dominate others to feel safe. Their inner world is turbulent. Their emotions are in disarray. So, rather than seeking healing, they exert control because it provides a false sense of stability. They don't believe in your growth. They believe in their hold over you. They play the long game. They don't use force, they use conditioning. They cultivate an environment where you begin to think, I need their advice. I shouldn't proceed without their input. What if they're right and I fail? But let me ask you this. If someone's care consistently leaves you feeling powerless, uncertain, or dependent, is it truly care at all? True support grants you wings. False concern provides you with chains. Genuine love proclaims, I believe in you. Even if you stumble, I'll be here for you. Fake love dictates, just do it my way. It's the safer option. They feign protectiveness, but in reality, it's possession. So, if someone consistently seeks to dictate your path, control your pace, influence your thoughts, all while wearing the mask of just caring, it's time to step back and question, are they safeguarding me, or are they safeguarding their control over me? Because one empowers you, while the other enslaves you with a smile. Chapter 6. Gossip Criticism. What transpires? When you're absent. You enter a room, smiles fade, the atmosphere shifts. People glance at you, then avert their gaze. No one speaks, yet you sense it. Something has been said, something has been distorted. This is the modus operandi of gossip. Silently, strategically, selfishly, when individuals lack the courage to confront you directly, they resort to the coward's tactic. They poison your reputation rather than addressing you face to face. They don't target your actions, they target your character. They twist your words, question your intentions, sow seeds of doubt in others' minds, all without your knowledge. It's subtle. They never utter anything overtly damaging, just enough to create suspicion, just enough to turn hearts against you while maintaining a facade of normalcy. Why do they do it? Carl Jung understood this profoundly. He asserted, the brighter your light, the darker your shadow becomes in the eyes of others. Insecure individuals struggle to cope with someone who embraces their authenticity. So, they don't attempt to match your energy, they attempt to diminish it. They gossip because your growth poses a threat to them. Your presence exposes their shortcomings. Your confidence highlights their insecurities, and your peace disrupts their chaos. Consequently, they resort to underhanded tactics. They wound you with words you'll never hear, and then shake your hand as if nothing occurred. But here's the truth. Gossip reveals more about the speaker than the subject. It's not your character on trial, it's theirs. People who are at peace with themselves don't feel compelled to tear others down. But those who refuse to confront their own inner demons project them onto you. So, the next time you sense a shift in atmosphere, the next time you enter a room that feels colder, remember this. Their whispers aren't your shame. They're their desperate plea for help. And while they engage in backstabbing, continue moving forward because your silence is the sound of dignity, resonating far louder than any gossip ever could. Chapter 7. No joy in your success, the emotional vacuum that speaks volumes. They stood by you during times of hardship when life was crumbling around you. They were present, but the moment you began to recover, to regain your footing, to finally taste the fruits of your labor, silence. No wow, no I'm proud of you. No celebration, not even a genuine smile. You share your triumphs. They respond with a curt, cool. You tell them about your new job, your accomplishments, your progress. They nod dismissively and change the subject. You feel the coldness, that palpable emotional void, and it wounds you. Why? Because when you were struggling, you were relatable, non-threatening. Your failures reassured them about their own lives. But now, as you thrive, radiate, and evolve, you remind them of everything they lack. They're incapable of celebrating you because your success casts too harsh a light on their own feelings of inadequacy. They may feign enthusiasm, uttering insincere, "That's amazing," but their energy never lies. Their eyes won't light up, their tone will sound hollow, and deep down, you'll know the truth. They don't want to see you succeed because each step you take forward feels like a step away from them. Carl Jung stated it unequivocally. If someone cannot rejoice in your joy, they're battling an internal war. Your success becomes a mirror, and what they see isn't your happiness, it's their own stagnation. So instead of rising alongside you, they retreat, not because you've changed, but because your transformation reminds them that they haven't. It's devastating to realize that those who walked with you through adversity can't walk beside you through success. But here's what you must understand. Chapter 8. Body Language. The Absolute Truth. They can't conceal it. Words are carefully chosen. Smiles are rehearsed. Compliments are practiced. But the body betrays them every time. See, when someone harbors a deep-seated dislike for you, even secretly, They may never utter a negative word. They might never confront you directly. In fact, they'll say all the right things. I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. You've come so far. But while their mouth is reciting poetry, their body is screaming betrayal. The smile feels strained, fleeting, vanishing almost before it materializes. Their eyes lack genuine warmth, avoiding direct contact. Their body subtly turns away from you. Their tone feels devoid of emotion. Their energy feels off. You sense it in the room even before they speak. And no, you're not imagining things. You're not being overly sensitive. What you're experiencing is a profound ancient intelligence within you. Intuition. Carl Jung put it best. The unconscious always speaks through the body. Even when someone lies with their words, their body will leak the truth. Here's the secret they don't want you to know. When someone feels envy, animosity, insecurity, or rivalry toward you, their nervous system reacts instantaneously. They may be smiling, but their jaw muscles tighten. Their shoulders rise, a telltale sign of tension. Their breathing becomes shallow. They blink more frequently. They avert their gaze when you speak about your accomplishments. Their applause is a fraction of a second delayed. Their hug feels perfunctory, devoid of warmth. Their body leans away, not toward you. These are not accidental occurrences. They're emotional microsignals, subtle betrayals that your soul detects before your conscious mind can process the evidence. Because here's the undeniable truth. Your intuition was designed for survival. Long before the advent of language, our ancestors relied on instinct, deciphering body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and silence. You are wired to detect danger even when it's adorned with perfume and a smile. That's why, when you're around someone who secretly dislikes you, you feel it deep in your stomach, in your chest, in the very air around you. You feel inexplicably drained, uneasy, confused, because you're hearing friend, but feeling threat. And that disconnect between words and energy, that's the glitch in the matrix. That's your warning signal. But most people disregard it. Why? Because they've been conditioned to prioritize politeness over perception. Conclusion: now that you've identified the signs, what course of action should you take? You don't need to engage in conflict. You don't need to expose them. You don't even need to hate them. You simply need to safeguard your peace. Because peace is precious and you've been squandering it on individuals who don't merit it. It's time to establish boundaries, to cease over-explaining, to relinquish the hope that they'll finally applaud you, and most importantly, to stop pouring your light into someone who persistently offers you shadows. Because here's the brutal truth: not everyone in your circle is on your side. Some individuals sit beside you, not to support you, but to scrutinize your every move, waiting for the moment you falter. And those individuals don't wield knives. They wield false smiles, delayed applause, and silent resentment. So today, you face a choice. Continue striving to win over those who secretly compete with you, or choose yourself, your growth, your emotional liberation. Because self-love begins where fake love ends. If this video resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's been sensing this insidious energy but lacked the vocabulary to describe it. Leave a comment below and reveal which sign resonated most profoundly with your experience. Which one struck you like a blow to the chest? And if you're ready for more unflinching, in-depth psychological insights and honest discussions about human behavior, hit that subscribe button, because this is merely the beginning. We're venturing deeper into the shadows to help you master yourself in a world saturated with masks. Your journey has just begun. The end, or perhaps the genesis of your emancipation.